presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
So we're ready to get the round going here at Chambers Bay, and we'll begin, Frank, at the first with a par 4.
496 yards, obviously that'll stretch anybody out there. That bunker down the right is very much in play. The fairway does narrow out too, just short of that. So this really is going to require one of your best tee shots. Semi-blind second shot, a relatively big green.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Now the approach here at hole number 1, and Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course, so maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
This one has a good line. Perfect roll right there.
Anything other than a rookie. Great stroke.
He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. drops it, and he's at even par. Just a couple of feet. Got it for par. Now at the second and a medium length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right, and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left. I'm loving that balance. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. This is about 125 yards. That might be a fat 8-iron for me. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This is a birdie putt for Fowler. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. So a tester from 4 feet. Dufner drops the birdie putt. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. 1 under early in the round. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. That one is in the bunker, in the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
This is a par bid for Fowler. -1 in the early going. This would give him the par. They'll take it. That's a par. Just a tap in to finish the hole. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Headed for the bunker? Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. He'll need to be strong with this. Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Frank, as we know in golf, it isn't just about the clean strike. He certainly hit that well. Hit it too well. It's about club selection.
Yeah, well, Rich, I was just going to say, that's the wrong club. I mean, that didn't sniff even just landing on the green. So there's a couple of other clubs in the bag he could have used. Anything other than that one.
Well, once he hit double to par, it's time to just pick up and move on.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
This is a par attempt for Kaymer. Still playing even for the day after the par. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Good effort and good par putt. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Jason Dufner getting set for his second shot.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
So a longer putt coming up next, about 30 feet away. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, you just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. He's out of the sand, Frank, but it doesn't appear as though it's headed for the flagstick.
Yeah, just right of that.
"170 yards. Frank, what do you think the designer Robert Trent Jones II and his team saw when they first came out to this site right along the Puget Sound?
I'd like to think they saw what is we know now as Chambers Bay, but I imagine it would be a very difficult process, like all the other great links golf courses. You know, you're trying to somehow extract a championship golf course, a test for every level of play, a walking golf course that's going to be fun at some levels and very testing at the highest level. He's managed to achieve all of that.
So many bold landforms, as they say, and those landforms were really just shaped by the wind and the weather coming off the Puget Sound.
Yeah, which really is the definition of a true links. True links is wasteland, which is around the coastal land that can't really be used for anything else. And also the natural erosion. I mean, that's where some of these courses just develop. But these holes will change over the next 50, 100 years, purely by the nature of its location.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. Getting set now over the putt. Could it be?
No, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance.
He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you. I'm loving that balance.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
The second shot now to the par 4.
This ball never even looked like it was going down the fairway, heading way right.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie. Frank, uphill shot. What did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Well, this would put a charge into the gallery. Birdie try for Ricky Fowler. Continues to putt beautifully. These putts keep the round together. Two over for the day.
Even par currently.
Just like that, with a bogey, goes from level par to 1 over. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, the approach here at the 7th, and there's a lot to consider here.
There is. The green at the front is much wider than what it is at the back. It's almost like a tooth or a molar shape. So, you know, that front portion, when the flag's there, definitely a birdie hole. Just got to be a little cautious when they put the flag on the back.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Wow, I thought he made that. That was not a very good read right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Good chance here. Back to par for the round. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Dufner's such a regular guy. He's not the guy with the fancy pants, all belt buckle and no belly. This is a guy who skips the 500 crunches before breakfast and heads right for the bacon and eggs, and then backs it up with 68, something like that.
One of the best players tee to green that I've seen over the last 25 years. When you talk about efficiency, you get more miles to the gallon out of Dufner than you get out of a hybrid. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Third shot, Martin Kaymer.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. This is a 16-footer. Oh, do that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Solid par for Dufner. Rounding out the front side here at Chambers Bay with a par 3, the 9th.
Well, the tee is nearly 100 feet above the level of the green, so you can see everything. This is one of the best views on the golf course. A fairly lengthy par 3. Obviously, it's stout, just over 200 yards, but you can see the green off that elevated tee, and this requires your best shot.
You wouldn't call that a miss-hit, but it wasn't his best. That one just sort of drifted right and a long ways from the flagstick. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, he'll have to take a full swing at this putt for birdie.
This is long, but every now and again, one of these finds the bottom of the cup and makes that magic sound.
That is an excellent lag putt right there. Had the speed perfectly. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. And getting ready for the putt.
Good read, good line, well played.
Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. That's a par. Stays at +2. Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. $160 left. Has hit a lot of quality shots into these strong winds today. Mark of a good player. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Ooh, almost fell, just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, I thought that was in. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Here's a birdie putt now for the 2014 U.S. Open champion, Martin Kaymer. But you hate to miss from that distance. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Impressive once again. That's a par, remaining at 5 under. Did the job right there. Just a little tap in here. 2 over for the day. Well, here we are at the 11th. Frank, this is a brutally long par 4.
And a little bit blind, too. There's that big dune in the middle of the fairway, and it's sort of a bit daunting. You're not quite sure what's behind that. Well, what is behind that is actually fairway. And just carry it over there. That'll certainly shorten the hole up. And then from there, it's a little bit of a dogleg to the right. Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank. Third shot now for Jason Dufner. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think, you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a downslope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Ricky over the putt for par. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
Just 5 feet left. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Trying to put this hole behind him quickly. Double bogey putt. Drops it, and he's at even par. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle. See that bit where they mowed? That's fairway. Try and get it in there. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or 2.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? So Frank, trying to make 3 the conventional way, didn't have a go at this green. What's left now?
Just the yardage. If you've got a good yardage here, then all these undulations in this green really aren't that important. And that's the beauty of laying up. You've taken the risk off the tee and really the risk in and around this green. So a good second shot, distance control, and you're going to be well rewarded. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it. It's tough to take an extra club out of that lie, Rich, because it's always in the back of your mind. If you hit it properly, it's going to ML the green.
He gave that one everything he had. I mean, really gouged it, and still, it was short. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. That's cruel, that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
Birdie try coming up from Fowler. So close, just a tap in from there. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So into red figures at 1 under. And he's putting for par now. No problem at all. Good putt and stays at 4 under par. So they'll tap in. That hole certainly got the best of him. Triple bogey. 13th hole now, it's a dogleg right, par 4. Frank?
But at 534 yards, you need an eagle eye, which is the name of the hole, to find exactly where you want to hit this. Doglegs to the right. There is a fairway that's plenty wide to accept a good tee shot. And then from there on in, it's actually a relatively straightforward second shot, providing you can miss that bunker that's just short in the middle of the green.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second from an excellent lie. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Fowler getting ready for his third. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
I've played before.
This is for par for Dufner. Shouldn't be a problem here. So a tester from 4 feet. And he makes it for a bogey here. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
That is just a beautiful shot. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. That one is in the bunker. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Long putt here. This will require a Good touch. Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Here's a par putt for Jason Dufner. Solid par for Dufner. Just a little tap in here. And with that, 1 under par. This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Well, too bad. He gives one back. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. It's one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The 2 greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Getting set now over the putt. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. This is a par attempt for Jason Dufner. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there. Now, it's at sneaky distance.
Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though, because, we've seen it before, Rich. Your 2 putts turn into 3, 4. So make sure you can limit the damage here.
So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Just a tap in to finish the hole. So with that, the score is now at even par. Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. This golf course playing tough today. They're at 7 over. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Well, this one has a chance to be really good. A familiar waggle of Jason Dufner getting set for the approach. Well, all Frank doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat. Very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Second shot now, and this is from 140 yards away.
Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Time to move on to the next hole. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. And that's a par for Jason Dufner, the 2013 PGA champion. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Did the job right there. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero. Common thread here, rough, rough, rough.
Long way again.
That was a little over-ambitious. Should be safely on deck.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. This one's tracking. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. Jason Dufner with a birdie bid. So just a formality here. Those keep the round going, those par putts. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. That's 1 under on the day. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the putt.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Third shot now for Jason Dufner. Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
Getting set now over the putt. So today, a round of 76. Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. So, Frank, as we put a wrap on the day, it wasn't his best performance, but there's always tomorrow in golf.
Yeah, you still got to keep your head high. Golf's a game that's going to be it's going to bring everybody to their knees now and again. But dream for a better day, and it could be just around.